Police say they originally received a call about a welfare check last Saturday, but found that Hoffenberg no longer lived at that address. It wasn't until Tuesday of this week that they got an updated address, and that's when they found Hoffenberg's body. 77-year-old Steven Hoffenberg, a convicted Ponzi schemer and mentor to Jeffrey Epstein, found dead in his Derby home this week. Police say a woman from out of state, who identified herself as a sexual abuse victim of Epstein's and a friend of Hoffenberg's, called asking them to do a welfare check.
She hadn't heard from him in a couple of days, and she thought it was irregular because she heard from him every day.
When officers arrived at his home on Mount Pleasant Street, they found his body, which police say was heavily decomposed. They believed he had been deceased for approximately 7 to 9 days. According to the medical examiner's office and police, there were no signs of trauma and no signs of foul play.
Nothing suspicious, nothing at all. We'll do a timeline sort of follow-up just to kind of get, who was the last person to see him alive and so forth, but, it's pretty much routine from there.
Hoffenberg was sentenced to 20 years in prison in 1997 after admitting to scamming thousands of investors out of $460 million. He was released in 2013. Hoffenberg claimed Epstein was behind the Ponzi scheme, but he was never charged. Epstein worked for Hoffenberg's company at the time officials said the scheme began. Neighbors said they had no idea that was who was living in the multifamily home, and that Hoffenberg often kept to himself.
I just, as a rule, I say hi to people. And he would nod his head, but you could tell he did not want to chit-chat.
And police say they had never been called there or had any issues with him.
We had no records of him at all internally as any involvement with the police department.
The medical examiner's office still has to do a toxicology report and has not yet released his cause of death. In Derby, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.